printed off on my thing.
And Tracy Ibar says, simply brilliant.
And now we pass it over to
Can't
David.
argue with that.
Oh, when the Saints go marching in, oh, when the Saints go marching in. Fantastic season for the mighty St Helens, culminating in that grand final win against Salford just a few short weeks ago. The start of the season, there were a number of key questions that we had to answer. So one was how the new players of Coote, Nakama and Palau were going to fit in. How would we replace Ben Barber, Man of Steel, who'd left? The second, really, in my mind anyway, was when and how would Big Alex Walmsley come back from his broken neck from the previous season. He was a key player for us and badly missed. And then the third key question, and the big one, was would the team and would Holbrook learn from those semi-final losses, those heartbreaking semi-final losses in 2018, and take us to the big show at Wembley and at Old Trafford? We certainly got answers to the first question fairly early into the season, which started with a brilliant win against our old enemy, the Pies, at the Totally Wicked. But it came with a surprise. So we weren't quite sure, at least I wasn't, how we would line up. With Coote at full-back and Lomax at standoff. They were joined at scrum half by the great Theo Farge. But in place of Danny Richardson, who'd been in the Dream Team the previous season. So that was a little bit of a surprise, but we quickly showed that that was going to work well for us. They blended well together as a three in the spine of the team, and Saints' defence had gone to a different level. I'm not sure how much that had to do with Farge at scrum half, but we certainly had a much better shape defensively, and were constantly pinning teams back in their own half, making it really difficult for teams to gain ground and for teams to get points against us. It was a very enjoyable season overall. The style of play was good, combining both that steely defence with very efficient and exciting attack. We only lost 3 games during the season. One away at Catalan, which I was at, and which was preceded by a huge downpour, which made the ground very heavy, and certainly the Catalan pack and Sam Tompkins got on top of us that day. And the other 2 games were away at London in the league, where we London played very very well on both occasions, but we certainly rested quite a number of players on both those occasions. Terrific season to watch home and away. Beating Warrington home away, beating our enemies, the Pies, home and away. Certainly highlights during the course of that season. We also got to the final at Wembley. That was probably the lowest point of the season, was our very poor performance and Warrington's very good performance on that boiling hot day down at Wembley, and that raised a number of concerns again in our minds and no doubt everybody else's mind as to whether this team had what it took to bring one of the big trophies home. But following probably the greatest performance of the year, in fact probably the greatest performance of the last decade against Wigan in the semi-final at the TW. Saints went on to then ruthlessly beat Salford in a fabulous final at Old Trafford. So a fabulous season for Saints. My personal player of the season was Johnny Lomax. I thought he had a brilliant season, closely followed by Luke Thompson. It was obviously sad for Saints fans to say goodbye to Justin. We're just Justin Holbrook. Very glad that we were able to send him out with the big trophy that I think his 2.5 seasons with us deserved. It all starts again level next year. We're excited to see Christian Wolff come in. We're certainly excited by the way his team Tonga have played, both against Great Britain and against Australia during the international season. So we'll see what he does with the team and structures and organisation that he's been left by Justin Holbrook at Saints, and very much look forward to an exciting season ahead. Hopefully we can repeat or even go better in 2020 as we have in 2019. We clearly have the World Club Championship on offer next year, although playing the Roosters is clearly going to be a huge challenge for any team in Super League to undertake. But let's see what we can do there, and whether we can build on what we've done in 2019. We're certainly hoping so. We're all very excited about that coming season, as I'm sure you all are too. And we'll see you then. Bye.
I think that says it all, really, doesn't it? Well done to David and his team.
Right. Yeah, well done to St. Helens.
Too positive.
Listening, everyone, to the end of the show, we're going to catch up on a few reviews from some sides outside of Super League. But before we get to that, we will round out the sloppies for 2019 with the Host Awards. So, the Host Awards, and those familiar with the Sloppies, with our annual award show, will know that these are named after the inaugural winners of those awards, with the exception of the first award, which was named for special contribution achievements, because it's kind of a quantity as much as quality award, the first one. Alan, you can start us off with the first award of the Host Awards.
Yep, so the full Brian Davies Award for Contributor of the Year. So this is kind of rolled up many different kind of, as you say, people who have gone above and beyond to contribute to the show this year, and there can only be really one winner. He might have missed out on the winners on the listener of the year, but there's no doubt who made the biggest contribution this year. Congratulations, Tom. Tom Andrews is the contributor of the year. Fully deserved.
Yeah, Tom follows in the footsteps of Brian Davies and Tyler Casvan from 2017 and Carsten Broomer from 2018. And you set a challenge, Alan, for Magic Weekend, and
I did.
to get reviews in all the games played that weekend, and Tom definitely delivered on that and then more.
He absolutely did deliver. He fully deserved his chocolate and beer that I sent him. So yeah, his effort was above and beyond this year.
The next award is a Paul Campbell Award for Fan of the Year. So previous winners in 2014, it was won by Paul. In 2015, it was the World Crossing Richard Wilkinson. In 2016 it was Aaron Smith down in London. In 2017 it was the man for all internationals wherever they were played, Brian Davies. And in 2018 it was London, following London all around the country and the scholars, it was David Cantrell. This year's winner goes to a staple member of the SLP community who's always been around the show. Even if his side may no longer be in Super League, he certainly contributed to the show a lot and still travelled all around the country following his side to grounds he's not been to for a number of years, and that man is Paul O'Brien.
Congratulations, Paul.
Well done.
which leads nicely into the Hodgson O'Brien Hero Award, where so this is an award for people who have
charitable causes, isn't it?
Yeah, done a lot of good out there in the community and such like. And previous winners in 2016 was Dom Hodgson and Paul O'Brien, after whom the award was named. 2017, Dom Hodgson and Rich Langley. 2018, Dom Hodgson and Lee Whitnell. And this year, in a slight departure from precedent, the winner is Dom Hodgson on his own.
Yeah, so
well done, Dom.
So most regular listeners to the show will know Dom he tends to chip in for an episode or so every year. He also is one of our key sponsors of the show, through Little Warden, who no longer monitor the tedious, but they do something.
Vital alerts for hidden issues.
Dom raises money every year for Martin House Charity and does a fantastic job doing that. He makes a fool of himself, very much a fool of himself, because he does these 10Ks and stuff at the pace that everyone gets to have a good look at him going past in his costumes. But on top of that, this year, Dom plays touch rugby with the Leeds Rhinos Foundation. And this year he picked up a few niggling injuries that he didn't want to play the touch rugby as much, because he needed to make sure he was fit enough to do his runs. So instead of playing the games, he started refereeing the games. So he was still involved. So I think that's fantastic. And I mean, he's one of my heroes. So congratulations, Dom Hodgson.
Yeah.
Well done. So, as for, we've had the old in Dom, it's time to think about the new. And I'm talking about old in length of contribution, clearly.
Yeah.
And it is the Lee Whitnell Rookie of the Year Award. I'm going to get some stick for that one. The previous winners of this one, in 2016 it was the eponymous Lee Whitnell. In 2017, David Powell. And in 2018, it was Genghis Campbell. And the winner of this one, it's the Leeds fan, Josh Mull. Mahul? How are we saying that?
I have no idea, but Josh.
Josh, M-U-H-L. Yeah, just Josh, the Leeds fan.
Joshy.
Yeah.
I mean, fully deserved, great contribution, lots getting stuck in, and some weeks overtaking Tom Andrews.
The odd time, and he stood out from the start, didn't he? Really, Sarah, this year, as kind of a new voice, a new name in every week, the show every week.
Yeah, he's taught some sense, which isn't always easy as a Leeds fan. I appreciate that. But easier to talk sense than Rovers fans.
I'm not going to disagree with you.
He contributed well to, he took part in one of the shows, didn't he? When that other dude had got the sack.
Yeah,
we forgot so quickly forgotten.
I won't tell you who I was going to say had got the sack because it was the wrong person. But anyway, yeah, Josh, good.
Yeah, definitely.
Contributed as well to the Magic Weekend episode.
Yeah, and
about the general.
And
beyond.
He met up with a lot. He took it upon himself to make sure he met members of the SLP family as well this season. So games. So Josh, all the staples of what it takes to be a Rookie of the Year.
Well, just saying he didn't meet up with me, so maybe I'm going to remove everything nice I said about him.
You'll have to try harder next year, Josh. Moving on to the penultimate award, the Nargana SLP International Listener of the Year Award. So previous winners are in 2014, Dar won. In 2015, it was Paul Michael Craig. 2016, Alan Walker. 2017, Mitchell Darts. And in last year, it was Wally Frogmore. And it possibly can't be a surprise. More often than not, the first review that we receive, maybe it's a time difference thing, I don't know. But
it's not in the future.
He is in the future. He's 2 hours ahead. He's in the future.
Yeah.
Okay, Alan.
He's in the future. Carsten's in the future.
I think you'll find it's just German efficiency.
There you go.
Yeah, it must be. It must be.
That
the time travelling
other lazy
Swiss
stereotypes
cowboy.
are remaining.